Boom. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Skool News on April the 15th. We got some exciting stuff. Sam, you want to jump into the docket?
Sure. I'll just start with this little goose. All right. So we'll get to that later. But first of all, a new feature which just makes life a lot easier and makes a lot more sense. Unified payouts. So I'll show you what that means. So previously, like whenever you made a group, you had to connect to Stripe like every single time to add a price. And what you ended up with was, one connected account for your affiliates and then one connected account for every paid group, which is just a mess, and it creates friction to actually like making something and getting paid. So right now I'm going to show you literally how easy it is to start making money on Skool. So let's say I want to call a group like Wizard Skool, right? I start my free trial.
Suspense.
Now I go to settings, pricing, add a price, make it $1 a month, and it's done, right? And now, like people can actually join this immediately, right? So if I share this link with someone, bam, they can join my community, and I can start making money that fast.
That's insane.
So, that it's like frictionless, really. I don't think I've seen something yet where you can actually create a community, charge for it, and make money and actually like receive payments that fast.
That was like 15 seconds.
Look, just made some money from Duncan. So that quick, I'm receiving money. It's so fast that our system hasn't even written it into that field yet. That'll write there in like a couple seconds. But yeah, that's literally how fast it is. You can see I'm already making money. I've already got 100% conversion rate. Awesome.
Also, oh no,
look,
not this
I'm making money.
Not this again.
That quick. No refunds.
I also have like 15 Stripe accounts. This cleans that up, right?
Yeah, we got rid of Stripe accounts. Oof. So yeah, and we get rid of the whole idea of a Stripe account. Like that's just complicated, right? So then, where does this money go? Well, if I go to settings and I click on payouts and I can see my account balance, right? Well, what it's using is it's using your bank account that's connected at the user level. So I already have one connected from my affiliates, right? Mm-hmm. But if you don't have one connected, as soon as you have an account balance, it'll say add payout method, and it will just use the connected account at the user level.
Nice.
So now if I go to my settings and then I click on payouts, here I will see all of my payouts from affiliate earnings and every single group that I own.
So good.
Just in one place, right? So, and then I can see the bank account that's connected here, and I can make a change to it just in one place. So now all of your payout history will be in one spot, right? One click and you can see the invoice from it, right? Previously, this was in your group. So you had all of this payout history in all of your groups, and then if you were getting affiliates, I mean, we didn't even have payout history for affiliates, so this fixes that too.
So clean.
Yeah, so that's the new payout system. Makes life a lot more easy. Then coming soon, so we're working on this stuff right now. We're on like a theme of unifying. So unified payouts and then unified payment methods. So, one thing that's kind of lame right now is if I click here and I go create a community, you can see I've got to put in my card number, right? Which kind of sucks. It should just have my card on file, like it does for a membership. But, you know, if I go to buy a membership, like if I go here and I go here and I click here, right, my card's already here. So we're going to do the same when you go to create a group, right? And then what will happen is all of your payment methods for groups and memberships will just be here. It'll say 4 memberships, 2 groups or whatever, right? And all of your payment history for group subscriptions and memberships will all show here too, right?
Amazing.
So you literally just will, like, payouts are in one spot, payment methods are in one spot, payment histories in one spot, all of your receipts, all of your cards, just everything here. And then you never need to like connect to Stripe. You never need to do any of that other stuff. Yeah. So this makes things way better. And this is already live and this is coming soon. Yeah, we're working on this one now. So yeah, that's kind of it for new features, and a little tiny one, but we updated the YouTube thumbnails. They used to look kind of shitty.
They were really bad.
Because of the resolution. So we changed the resolution that we store in our system, and it's way better. So YouTube thumbnails now look like way better in Skool, and also if you do an email broadcast, they look way better there too.
There was the black bars top and bottom.
I think we fixed the black bars too.
Let's go.
Yep. Now let's do some shout outs. So first shout out is to Goose's World Tour. Here's the post. It's pinned currently in Skool, in Schoolers at the top. So Goose is going around the world and he's hosting events in every different major city with like power users in that city.
Yep.
Which is pretty cool. So if you're a schooler and you want to meet up with other schoolers in Goose, then you should check this out. It's currently pinned in Schoolers, but his website, which is what I was kind of previewing before, it's actually pretty fun. I was having a look at it, and then when I hovered over this, it's definitely the best part, and you can even get a bit of music going.
Oh wow. Oh my.
Yeah, but that's not the main point of this website. The main point, there's so much effort into this. Look at these geese rotating around. Oh my goodness. But the main point of this website is not that. It's actually these events that are happening all over the world. So there's one happening in LA. Well, actually, it's already gone.
Yeah, what's upcoming?
Sort this out, Goose. Shouldn't
Tokyo's
show. Oh,
just
it does.
happened.
Look, he's.
Oh, he's on it. Don't question Goose.
Maybe grey it out a bit, Goose.
Dubai next. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So the next one coming up is Dubai. It looks like they just did April. They just did Tokyo, and if you click on them, it actually takes you to a Skool community, which must be public.
That's cool.
Yeah.
How much is Goose paying in groups?
I don't know. But yeah, he's traveling around the world. He's got an insane schedule, going to all of these different countries and hosting these events. And there was a video here of him, what some of these look like.
Pretty fun.
Yep. I remember he even did one in like, I forget the name of that place, Morocco.
Oh yeah.
And it was in like Arabic.
Oh.
So I don't even know how Goose knew what was going on, but it was, I think there was a translator or something.
That's cool.
But yeah, this is pretty cool to see. So shout out to Goose. And then Calvin's German friend. What could this be? So this is a pretty cool little story. Calvin looked at the map. He saw a guy called Mark was like lived near him in Germany. He sent him this message. Saw you on the school map. Are you from Germany? Obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a very subtle little question. After he located him on the map too. we could learn something from this. But anyway, Calvin's German friend replied, and then they met up.
Oh, look at them. Two cool dudes.
And Calvin was also meeting up with a whole lot of other people. Calvin's basically made his own Skool office in Germany. And I swear he's the reason why we have so many German people in Skool, because of Calvin and his passion for Skool. It's pretty awesome what he's doing over there. He even held a Skool festival. Do you see that one?
Yeah, that was very cool.
It was crazy.
He even wanted to sell Skool merch so bad that he asked us to put the Skool merch tab that we have in Skoolers inside of his own group, but selling Skoolers merch.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep. So, the map is connecting a lot of different people. And we were looking, Kirby and I were looking at search results and queries. We were like, what are people searching for in groups the other day? And it was interesting that within the top 5 search queries in the last 90 days in many different groups, map is one of the top queries.
Yep.
Which is pretty awesome to see. Like, while for admins it might not be used that much because you're busy hosting the community, trying to make it grow, members are actually using it a lot. They are really curious about who's near them. Yeah. So a couple of shout outs. Very cool to see people meeting up, doing hangouts, making friends. So now let's talk a little bit about our plan for Skool News. Like, what are we trying to do with this thing? So one thing we noticed last year was that people weren't able to keep up. They were like, there's lots of things changing, or I didn't know that thing changed. And they were wondering, like, I wonder if Skool is like listening to our feature requests or complaints or whatever. And we wanted a simple, consistent way to just share what's new on Skool, basically. So we want to share what things we've changed in the product, what things we're thinking about changing. And also we want to do shout outs to, cool things we see across the platform, like meetups, people's dashboards, people hitting high MRR. We want to comment on the skoolgames, like when the games are ending, talk about who's winning. And we also want to start to share like data. So we have all kinds of interesting insights and data that we're able to see, like as the platform. And we want to start to share some of that data with you guys so that you can optimize what you're doing. Like, for example, we know the average churn rate, we know average about page conversion rate for free, for paid, and at different price points and in different categories, right? And we were able to see like all kinds of things, like where traffic's coming from, even search queries that we were looking for before. And we want to start to share some of that data with you to help you run better Skool communities. And we also want to share like best practices that we've seen across different communities for like reducing churn, improving conversion rates on about pages, and just making better communities.
Yep. My understanding is that the goal is for you guys to watch this and feel like within half an hour every week, you know everything that's going on in Skool. You feel like you're fully up to date, you're in the know, you get it, so that you can keep running your Skool group with 99% of your time.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's one thing I said when we were coming up with this. I was like, I'm even designing this in a way for myself, because even as the like co-founder of Skool, I didn't even know everything that was going on. And there's so much stuff going on that it's hard for me to keep up even. And so I was thinking, if I want this, and if this would give even me a better understanding of what's going on, that definitely gives a normal person a like super powered understanding with just 30 minutes a week.
100%.
So that's the plan for Skool News. So it's not just going to be features. We're going to like mix it up. Sometimes there'll be more features. Sometimes there'll be more data. Sometimes there'll be Skool games. We'll see what you guys like, and we'll see what works as we go.
Yep.
So speaking of that, little nugget of value here today, a bit of thought leadership, how to reduce churn. So this is what we've found. Most people churn due to overwhelm, right? Like, more stuff doesn't equal lower churn. More stuff often equals overwhelm, and overwhelm equals churn, which is really interesting.
Yep.
And what I've found is people want to feel a part of something, and to do that, they need to keep up. Communities and memberships are about feeling like you belong there, feeling like you're a part of it. That feeling is essential to retention, right?
Yep.
And you can't feel a part of something if you're out of the loop. If you feel like there's like this fire hose of new information happening all the time and you can't keep up with it, then you just feel anxious because you're paying for that. You want to be a part of it, but you're not. So you're like, well, I'm not using it. I can't keep up. It's too overwhelming. So you churn, right? And I think, another thing is that most people are busy. They've got jobs, children, and like other things that they're doing, right? And most people only have probably like 1 to 2 hours a week to use your group, right? I'm not saying everyone, but most people, right? And if they can't keep up with 1 to 2 hours a week, they will feel anxious and they'll churn, right? And so I think the key to this is to design for the extremes and you'll get the middle, right? How do you make a group awesome for everyone? This is a design principle that I try to use all the time. And I think this will give you guys quite a bit of clarity. So you want to think of 2 types of users. You want to think of the casual user, which most people are. And then you also want to think of the hardcore user, because if you can get both, you will get everything in between, right? But I think most people aren't thinking about this, the casual user. I think most people are thinking about the hardcore because they are hardcore. If you're making a community and you're spending your entire day working on this thing, you're hardcore.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And other people are not doing that.
Yep.
So we even applied this to schoolers and what we're doing, right? So, when we redid schoolers, we redid the categories. We made them just very simple, right? Then we redid the classroom too. We made it really simple again. It was kind of bloated. It's just how school works. There's not even any folders in here, because folders to me feel overwhelming. So it's just flat, right? And then the school games, what we did here is there was, we'd acquired all of these Q&A recordings and one-day recordings and everything, and it had just bloated everything out. And you can imagine if you're new and you see 300 hours of content, you're like, oh my God, where do I even begin?
Yep.
So we made it really simple, and we kind of hid the complexity. If you want to get all the historic Q&As, they're all in here.
Yep.
And if you want to get all the historic one days, they're all in here, right?
Yep.
So in a way, this is like designing for the extremes. Unless you dig for it, it looks simple, but there's still some more there.
Yeah, that's big.
Another thing is just to learn, just to come into the community and see the pinned posts, or maybe click on updates and see what's new. That could just satisfy someone without having to scroll.
Yeah.
Another one is just attending the school news. If you think about it, if you really want to keep up, all you need to do is watch school news each week, which is only 30 minutes.
Yep.
And you could 2 times speed it and do it in 15, right? So in 15 minutes a week, you could know as much about school as me, basically.
Yep.
Which is pretty overpowered. But if you want to be hardcore, you can spend 8 to 16 hours a day on school.
Yes, we've seen.
And yeah, so what are the hardcore kind of patterns? Well, if you want to do something like what Josh did, build a 100 grand a month MRR community with 11% churn, that's going to take 8 hours a day for like a year or more to achieve, right? That's hardcore. So if you want to like win the school games, or if you want to like have a dashboard that looks like this, or rank like #1 in discovery, there's like things that you can do that are very hardcore.
Yes.
But if you just want to feel a part of it, you can grab some merch for like 10, 15 bucks and listen to the school news.
There was a good post made yesterday or the day before by Ryan Schroep. He has 46K MRR. I think it's actually like 100K, but he does annual, so it's divided by 12, so it's a lot less. He lives in his truck, and all he does is work. So he's like 16 hours a day, super hardcore, and his churn's like 3% or something like that. So that's as hardcore as you can get.
Yeah. So I think a blend, you know, the dream is to be hardcore, right? Like that's the dream that those hardcore people are painting a picture of. And then, you know, there's just the people that want to feel like they're a part of something, right? You think of in the NBA, you can have a basketball and shoot hoops after work or whatever, or you can be Michael Jordan. But the thing that's inspiring the person to just shoot the hoops is Michael Jordan too. So like you can get this perfect balance of both.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So yeah, I think most people need to really think about the casual user, because we've done some tests too. If somebody signs up and gets 20 emails and there's 15 calls on the calendar and 80 courses, they are going to have a panic attack, honestly.
This actually happened. We
signed up to some free trials in school, and one of them, we got like 15 emails in 24 hours.
That's 1 hour.
I don't know what kind of onboarding sequence that is, but not only that, you also got an auto DM, which has instructions in it. Like, oh my God, I just joined you. Now you're telling me like a checklist of 8 things, and one of them's like booking a call.
Yes.
I'm like, I've got an hour, remember? You've ruined my week. And then there's all of these courses, and then there's all of this feed of everything, right?
Yep.
Like you really need to think about this. Just imagine how many like touch points this new trial user has, or this new user has.
Yep.
You know, every time you post as an admin, you're going to notify your members, right? If you've got calendar reminders on, that's going to notify your members and send them an email. If you're sending them an auto DM, that's going to notify them. And if you're adding them to some kind of follow-up sequence email list or something, that's also going to notify them.
Yes.
And all of these things create overwhelm. You really need to reduce these things, I think, because it doesn't mean more conversion. It often means just more churn.
Yep.
And I can give you some actual data on this. So like the Schoolers community, right? There's less engagement in it now, like less posts and comments than there was before when we had the school games and school community.
Yep.
But what's ended up happening is...
Can I show the engagement?
Yeah, I mean, you've seen it. I mean, you've been a part of it.
Yeah.
But at one point, there was just like insane amounts of new content in here. It was like out of control. I actually disengaged with it when it got like that. I was like, this is too crazy.
Yeah.
And all the other, like a lot of just normal users, I would say, disengage with it. And in fact, I think they would create a new trial of Skool, have one look in here and be like, holy shit, this is out of control. And then they would churn. Because it's just too crazy.
Yep.
But now what we've seen is our free trial conversion rate for Skool has increased from like 30 to 50%. And our churn has decreased like significantly. So now trials, we're converting way more of them. And once people have converted, they're staying for longer.
Yep.
And the types of communities they're building are way higher quality. And then they have lower churn too, right?
Yes.
So I know our situation's slightly different because we actually have like the software, but it's basically the same thing anyway. Yeah. And to show you how far we kind of went with this, we didn't even turn the calendar reminders on for this because we were like, do these people really need another calendar reminder?
Yep.
we only have one a week and we didn't turn this on.
Yes.
If you've got like 5 a day and you have that on, yeah.
The other beautiful thing about doing less stuff is you have way more time to make the stuff you do as high quality as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Like this set is just one tiny example, but if you do less stuff, you can focus on making the stuff you do actually great.
Yeah, and I even made a rule with Kirby, because sometimes he'd do a random post and I was like, what the hell, Kirby? Do you know that probably notified every single admin on Skool? And it's like, they're not going to understand. So we made a rule. No one's allowed, as admins, no one's allowed to post unless the other person's reviewed it.
Yep.
So if I want to do a post, Kirby reads it and he might critique it. And if Kirby wants to post, I have to read it.
Yep.
And so that way we can make sure that we've got a consistent message.
Yep.
Because if Kirby's saying one thing and then I say another thing, people want to hear a consistent message from the leaders of the community.
Yep.
And we're also trying to reduce overwhelm. We might say, oh, let's not share that because it's too much information. Or let's share that piece next week. And we kind of just schedule it out.
Yep.
Or we might only share things that are kind of fitting in theme and then move on to another theme, just to make it easier to digest for the members and easier to keep up with. And so engagement doesn't equal retention, right? In fact, like sometimes engagement, if it's too out of control, it's overwhelming, and that equals churn, right? And yeah, just remember, like every post from the owner notifies them, and calendar reminders too, if you've got an auto DM too, and if you're sending emails outside of the system too. Like you really want to think about this, because we reduced them and we saw better results. And I know other people have noticed this too.
Yep.
I was talking to Calvin the other day and he said posting a lot equals churn, but replying a lot equals retention. Because you think about it, when you're posting, you're like shouting at a crowd in a way, right? But when you're replying, you're talking to someone. And so I think a good community doesn't necessarily have a lot of posts. It has a lot of conversations between members. And so I honestly spend most of my time in Skool is reading what people are saying, listening to them and replying to them, and basically trying to get a sense of what do people want.
Yep.
Right. And then I'm like, okay, this is what people want. I'm going to go do this. And then on Skool News, we're like, here's what we did.
Yes.
So that's what a good community owner does, I think. You get a good sense of what the people want. Like think about a town hall meeting if you were leading a local community.
Yep.
And if everyone's like, the water's poisoned, then you should fix it.
Yes. Yeah,
right?
That's a good point.
Yeah, instead of not doing a town hall meeting and just spamming everyone with leaflets in their letterboxes while they're like dying of water poisoning. You've got to listen to the people and fix the problems. Fixing problems is number one.
Yes.
Like if there is a problem, fix it ASAP.
And then talk about
and
it.
Then make it better. Because at least you know if you're fixing a problem, you're 100% making it better. But once you run out of problems to fix, that's when you just have to make it better.
Yeah, that's a big lesson.
Yeah, and I swear most people don't just like listen to what people are saying, or maybe people are saying so much that they can't, it's too noisy.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of like get the noise down to be able to get the signal, because there was too much noise in the Skool community before. Yeah, hopefully.
I think a lot of people try to come up with ideas of how they can improve things instead of looking for problems and then fixing the problems.
Yeah, and this is why we don't do scheduled posts, everyone. Because imagine if like you schedule a month of content and everyone's like shouting, it's broken.
My water's poisoned.
Yeah, my water's poisoned. And you're just like, yeah, just, you need to understand what people want and then like give it to them.
Yep.
And I swear a good community owner will do more reading and listening and replying than posting. Like just look at how many times I post. It's not, well, right now it's actually only once a week, It's not very much at all. Look at my like post to reply ratio, but then my post to reply to read ratio. You can't see how much I read, but I can tell you it's a lot. It's most of what I do on Skool. And then sometimes even starting DM conversations with people too.
Yeah.
To go deeper, and those might escalate to get on Zoom as well. Yeah. So, hope you liked that little nugget.
Should we finish with a real thought leadership quote?
What about we just finish with this Goose?
No, I wanna.
See you next week.
I wanna say my quote.
All right, say your quote.
You're not.